So students, our today lecture is networking part 4th, network security. Now, what actually the meaning of network security is? Network security means to protect your network from unauthorized or illegal persons. We don't want any illegal person or any unauthorized person should enter our network, should access our private data, should access our information of the network. So that is why it is our responsibility to maintain full secrecy and confidentiality of the data. And for that, certain techniques are being adopted which are helpful in maintaining the network security. We should ensure that only the legal and the authorized persons should access our data, and they should be able to access the data to which they are entitled to, right? So only authorized persons must be given this privilege that they can access the information in the network, right? So what are the techniques, what are the safety measures that we can adopt in order to prevent the misuse of the data in the network? How we can maintain the network security? So first technique is authorization. Now, what is authorization? Authorization means that suppose a requester, a client is requesting for some data or for some page from the server. The service provider will give the permission to access only when he or she will confirm the credentials of the requester. Credentials meaning legal documents, the proof. Suppose you are entering in any examination hall, the examiner will check your admit card, will check your ID proof to ensure that you are the correct child and you are the authorized child to appear for the exam. So, when coming to the network terms, how authorization can be checked? Authorization can be checked by asking the user his legal login ID. And when the user provides the legal login ID, he is considered to be an authorized person. Am I clear up till here? Please raise your thumb immediately. All right. Now, this is a small image I have shown in front of you, which represents that you can see the user is entering his legal ID, and the ID being legal represents that user is authorized user. And when the ID is considered to be the legal ID, then next stage will come authentication. In the case of authentication, user will be asked to enter a proper password. When all the things are being matched, then the service provider will decide whether to allow the access or to deny the access. So this image is representing authorization as well as authentication. Am I clear up till here, students? Now coming, what is authentication? Beta, in the case of authorization, how we ensure that user is the legal authorized user? By asking his legal ID. How we can ensure the authentication? Beta, there are three parties involved in the transaction: the requester, the service provider, and if any middleman is there, any interface is there, then that third person. Now, both the parties which are involved in the transaction, they have to prove their identity, that they are the real persons, right? So how we can check the authenticity? We will ask for a legal password. The user has to provide the password, And when the password is provided, from that password, if it is found correct, then we can check the authenticity of the user. A valid password must be provided by the user so that we can say he is an authentic user. Beta, the general meaning of authentic is true, true user, right? So in this figure, you can see authentication and authorization. Again, I revise in a very brief way. Authorization is checked by asking the legal login ID. Authentication is checked by asking a valid password. Now, third technique is encrypted smart card. Beta, why this technique was adopted? Actually, on the network, when password is passed over a remote session, the password has to cross such a long network. It has to pass from many stages. So in between, there is a chance that it may be hacked or it may be cracked. So in order to avoid this problem, what we do, we created one technique that is known as encrypted smart card. Encrypted smart card basically is a handheld card which generates that computer can recognize and a token is generated. Whenever the transaction is taking place, every time a new token will be generated. Right? Even the hacker or the cracker, they may interfere, they may crack the token, but since every time new token is released, so chances of risk are reduced to greater extent. Right? This is the benefit of encrypted smart card. Next is biometric system. I give one very live example to you regarding the biometric system technique. Beta, when we enter the school, each and every teacher marks his or her attendance on the machine, the attendance machine. In the beginning only, when first time the machine was installed, our fingerprints were taken. And the sensors inside the machine, they detect the each fingerprint of each teacher. Right? So fingerprints are unique. Next time, whenever we mark the attendance, we press our finger and the sensor recognize the finger of the concerned user, concerned teacher, and then allows the access or marks the attendance. Like in your smartphones, these days, as per the latest technology, you can have the finger password or you can have the face password also. Like you can lock your phone via your finger passwords. So biometric techniques are the techniques which involve the unique characteristics of the person. Maybe eyes, maybe face, maybe voice pattern, maybe fingerprint pattern, right? In order to make the security to the high extent. Now, suppose you have locked your phone via your fingerprint. Can your friend open your phone? No, of course not. Because the phone is locked via your fingerprint, right? Now, the next technique is firewall. The most important technique followed to maintain the network security. But a firewall can act as hardware or software or as a combination of both. The main purpose of firewall is to prevent any unauthorized access in the private network. Right? It doesn't allow any unauthorized user to enter the private network such as intranet. Intranet is a restricted network, a network which is designed for a particular use, right? Which is not open to the public. That is called intranet, right? So if any message or any user, any unauthorized user tries to enter the network, the firewall will check and the firewall will not allow any illegal or any unauthorized access coming into the network. Firewall will block the message immediately, right? Now, the next term comes cookies. Now, what actually are the cookies? Cookies basically are the temporary files. What actually the concept of cookie is? Beta, the web server sends the web browser a message in which the server keeps the full record of all the activities that user performs on the particular website. Right? The browser will store that message as a text file, and suppose the user wants to access the same website again, the same web page again, the browser will send that stored message to the server. The server, when accepting the cookie, it will create the customized page. I give one example to you people. Suppose one website you frequently open. You might have seen it get customized with your name. Sometimes you see your name on that because the server has created the customized web page. But this doesn't mean that cookie is creating virus in the system or cookie is bringing virus in your system. No, cookie has no connection with the virus. But yes, cookies has connection with your private information. When you enter any website, your private information, your IP address, your location, it might go to the third party. It can be a threat to your privacy. So that is why we always recommend that delete the cookies. When you delete the history, you will see one checkbox of cookies also there. So it is always recommended to delete your cookies, to delete your temporary files, right? When you access any website and you are filling any details, you are accessing a website and you are filling the details, your personal information, that time that information will go to the third party. It may go to the hacker or the cracker. But when you're not accessing the website, then no harm is there, right? So cookie acts as a threat to your private data. Now comes the term hackers. Beta, there are a lot of views and concepts regarding hackers. Some people take hackers in positive sense. Some people take hackers in a negative sense. Right? Hackers basically are the qualified persons who have gained good computer knowledge, right? And they are using their knowledge in the field, maybe for positive purpose, maybe for negative purpose. You know, there are ethical hackers also. There are hired professional hackers also, those who help the organizations, those who help in the cyber world in order to find the problems coming in the network. Hackers are of two types: white hat hacker, black hat hacker. Beta, white hat hackers are those programmers who works with the organization. They are professional hackers with good intention. They are not having any bad motive. They are not having any illegal motive. Rather, they help the organization in finding the problems in the network. That what problems are being coming in the network security, they help to trace out that problem. Right? They don't take any advantage out of that. They don't have any profit motive. Now the black hat hackers, they are the negative persons. Black hat hackers are the hackers who have negative intentions, who are playing illegal role. They violate the system security, right? Maybe for the reason of identity theft, maybe to commit any fraud online, maybe to hack the personal data of the user. So black hat hackers are considered to be dangerous, but white hat hackers are not at all dangerous. Rather, they are the persons who have proper knowledge about hacking and they are using their knowledge in a positive way for the benefit of the society. Am I clear up till here, class? Harsimran, Bhimang, Avneet, am I clear, bete? Okay, okay, Bhimang, it's fine, beta. Now coming the term crackers. Beta, crackers wholly solely have illegal motive. As compared to hackers, crackers are fully illegal persons. Crackers always have negative intentions. They always try to break the system security, right? They violate the system because they are always having the malicious intentions. They may destroy your important data. They may break your network security. They may make your your network as a target to do malicious activities, right? So let us study the differences between hacker and cracker. Beta, hackers are professionally trained persons. They have acquired well qualified knowledge, programming knowledge. But there is no need to have any knowledge for cracking, just few tricks how to corrupt your data. Hackers have good intention, but crackers have malicious intentions, right? Hackers are professionals, crackers are not professionals. Hackers protect the organization against any negativity, but crackers do not protect the organizations, rather they try to break the security of the network, right? Hackers have legal certificates with them because they are professional, because organizations have hired them, but no such certificates is given to the cracker. They behave anonymously in the network, right? Now comes the next term, cyber law. By name, it is very much clear that what is cyber law. Beta, all the legal policies, all the legal requirements, all the regulatory aspects which are concerned with the internet, they are termed under cyber law. Any law, any legalized policy, any legalized rule, any legalized regulation which is in connection with the internet, that comes under the term cyber law, right? Anything concerned with or related to or emanating from any legal aspect. Beta, the meaning of the word emanating is origin, originating from, coming from, the source, right? Or issues concerning any activity of netizens. Beta, netizens are the persons, are the users who are using the internet. The users who are using the internet, they are called netizens. In cyberspace comes within the ambit of cyber law. Beta, the meaning of the word ambit is boundary, limit. What in Hindi you called daira. Am I clear up till here? Students, am I totally clear up till here? All of you? Please be very fast in giving the response. So another definition of cyber law is a part of overall legal system that deals or that is connected with the internet and all the legal issues which are in connection with the internet. They are covered under the cyber law. And another name of cyber law is the law of internet. Now, the next concept we are going to study today is India's IT Act. Beta, basically IT stands for information technology. The cyber law, it came into existence by Information Technology Act 2000, which was notified legally on 17th October 2000. You are to remember the date and the year. You can have a 1 mark MCQ as a short question, like from the following options, find out the option when IT Act was notified. So it was notified on 17th October 2000. Now, what actually was the main goal behind creating this act? Beta, the main goal of IT Act was to promote the e-commerce. What is e-commerce? The online shopping, the online trading, the buying and selling of goods online. Basically, people, they hesitate to do online shopping because they have risk of the fraud, the risk of misuse of debit card information, the misuse of credit card information, right? It may happen the payment has been done, but the product has not been delivered. Or if the product has been delivered, the product is not as per the good quality. There may be delay in delivering the product. So all such problems, they restrict the user from coming into the online shopping technique. User hesitate to do the online shopping because of these risks. So to provide proper security to the user, in order to promote the use of e-commerce, in order to provide the legal recognition to the e-commerce, this act was created. And it was made compulsory that whatever documents are there in connection with the e-commerce, those documents must be submitted to the government. A copy of each and every legal document must be sent to the government, right? Then what happened in 2008? In 2008, this act was amended. Amended means updations, changes, modifications. Now, what feature was added in Amendment Act 2008? The additional focus on information security. Security point was introduced that when user, they are doing e-commerce transaction, user is doing online shopping, full security must be provided. Like, I give one example to you. Suppose you have booked any ticket online, or you are making any payment, you are paying your mobile bill online. You might have noticed OTP comes on your mobile. OTP comes on your registered mobile. When you fill that OTP, then only further final transaction will take place. Right? So that is a point of security. That is to provide security to the customer. Right? So additional focus was paid on information security by IT Amendment Act. And IT Amendment Act came into existence on October 27, 2009. Am I clear with the meaning of India IT Act? +2 class. Am I clear with the meaning of India IT Act? Harsimran, Avneet, Gaganjot, Mihir, Mayank, Om. I am not getting response from your side. All right. Next comes a very important term, cyber crimes. Beta, by name it is very much clear. Any crime which is committed using computer and internet, or any crime in which computer was set as the target, that comes under the boundary of cybercrime. That is treated as cybercrime. Right? So cybercrime is also known as computer oriented crime. A crime that includes computer and network. Right? So why cybercrime occurs? Maybe for any identity theft, maybe to commit any type of online fraud, right? Maybe to harm the reputation of any person. What you say, cyberbullying. In 11th class, you studied this term, cyberbullying, cyber stalking. When you are harming the reputation of any individual online, when you are defaming someone online, that is treated as a cybercrime, right? So cybercrime basically comes under two categories. One is that crime has been done keeping in mind the computer network or device as the target, like virus attack, denial of service, any malware, maybe worm, maybe Trojan horse, right? Maybe to try to break the security of the network. Maybe any unauthorized person enters the network to corrupt the data. Second is, might be computer and internet are used to do any criminal activity. Maybe online fraud, maybe stealing the personal information of the user, maybe cyberbullying, defaming someone, harming somebody's reputation. So on ground of these, we classify cybercrime in two parts: cyber terrorism, cyber extortion. What is cyber terrorism? Beta, cyber terrorism means a terrorism that is committed by the use of internet and computer. Maybe a threat as a loss of life of someone, maybe to harm any person, to threat the citizen, right? To sending him threatening messages, to harm his reputation, right? And what is cyber extortion? Cyber extortion means when hackers, they demand a ransom money. A hacker has hacked your website. A hacker has hacked or steal your important information. And after stealing your information, the hacker is demanding a ransom money, that you pay me the ransom and I will release the documents. Abrupt messages are coming. Your website is not working as per your requirement. Malicious attacks are coming. So such type of crime is called cyber extortion, in which the hacker demands a huge amount of money in order to release the necessary information regarding your website. The information has been hacked, it has been stolen. In order to get it released, the hacker demands a ransom money. So these are some of the examples of different type of cyber crimes. Let us read them quickly. Email and internet fraud, the online fraud, identity fraud. Beta, identity fraud means when your personal information is stolen. Your credit card information, your debit card information, maybe your Aadhaar card information. Theft of financial or card payment, any financial loss to the user committed online, right? Theft and sale of corporate data. Cyber extortion, just I told you, a ransom money is being demanded by the hacker, right? The attacker has attacked your website and now he is demanding a ransom money, right? Cyber stalking, cyber bullying, defaming, harming somebody's reputation, right? Now comes the next concept, IPR issues. Beta, IPR means intellectual property rights. Intellectual property generally means any product, any creation done by any person, right? And when any person creates any product, he becomes the sole owner of that product. And the product is having some commercial value. Like for example, your father has built the house. Your father is the real owner of the house. He has full copyright property. He has full ownership of that house, right? So IPR rights are the rights given by the law to the creator of the information, to the developer of the information, to the creator of the product, to the owner of the product, that how much information he wants to exchange with others, how much information he wants to share with others, and if he is sharing the information, will he charge some price for that? The owner, the creator, or the producer may be of any industrial activity, maybe any scientific activity, maybe any literary activity, maybe any artistic activity. Any artistic work has been done. For that, the owner has full control over his creation. The owner has full right over his creation. So owner must get his intellectual property safeguard. The owner should get his intellectual property protected. And how we can safeguard, how we can protect our IP rights? By three ways: patent, copyright, and trademark. By these three ways, we can protect our intellectual property rights: patent, copyright, and trademark. Now, a broader term is coming: computer virus. Already you are very much familiar with this term. Beta, am I clear up till here? 12th class? Hurry up, give the response. Am I clear up till here, beta? Ananta, Garima, Arshia, Luthra. So what is computer virus? Beta, computer virus is any malicious program, any malicious code that affects the normal working of your computer. Any malicious program that enters your system, that corrupts the data, that corrupts the executable files, that infect the normal working conditions, the normal working operations of the computer system. That is called virus. Just as biological virus affects the human body, similarly, the computer virus affects the computer system. Right? So, what are the various types of virus? There are three main type of virus. File infector virus. File infector virus is that virus which gets inserted into executable files, which harms or affects the executable files. Right? Boot sector virus. Boot sector virus is that virus which affects the tracks in the hard disk, the tracks in the hard drive. And macro virus. Macro virus is the virus that comes when you open any email attachment. Right? Now, these are the examples of the computer virus: CryptoLocker, Creeper, Code Red, Melissa, Stuxnet, and Slammer. There are other viruses also. These 5-6 examples I have chalked out for you people. Now, what are the various features or characteristics of virus? Able to replicate. Beta, the simple meaning of replicate is to divide. Once the virus enters your system, it divides. It transfers from one program to another. Right? What you say in Hindi, फैलाना, अपने germs को फैलाना, अपने आप को divide करना. Right? Requires a host as a carrier. Beta, virus doesn't come automatically. It comes from a program. It comes from any external file. Right? Suppose you took a pen drive from your friend. A pen drive may contain virus, and the same you inject in your system, the virus enter your system. Maybe from any email attachment, maybe you download any game from internet, right? So there may be a hidden virus in that. So virus always require a host, right? Virus always enter the system by any external action. Clear? Now, what are the damages caused by the virus? Virus can destroy file allocation table. But a file allocation table, I told you in +1 also, a table that maintains the complete record about the files. What files are stored, what is the size of the file, at what date it was modified, the complete information about the files, right? Can create the bad sectors on the disk. The virus can decrease the space on the hard disk. It can format any specific track. The virus can destroy your executable files. Your system may goes hang, right? Abrupt messages start coming. System doesn't work in the normal conditions. These are the damages that are caused by the virus. Students, time is up. So I drop my lecture over here, right? Thank you for attending the class.